A live look at Statesville. Some dark clouds out there on the horizon. Some parts of our area seen some rain, some parts seen some snow.
Yeah, Brad, though, we're really focused on this cold air that's going to be moving in later tonight.
Yeah, and we want to see that lag between the rain and the cold air really kind of hold off a little bit so we have time to dry out the roads. The rain is pushing off to the east, but notice everywhere east of the mountain, temperatures, I wouldn't call them exactly warm, but we're above the freezing mark, low to mid 40s out there, much colder than this morning, but that is going to allow for time for the roads to dry. You can see the back edge of the rain has already exited the Charlotte area. It's now pushing into central North Carolina, and the quicker this rain moves out, the better for all of us, because that gives time for the roads to dry out and really reduces any black ice issues. I don't anticipate any issues on the roads tonight or early tomorrow unless you're in the North Carolina mountains where the snow fell this morning and into the afternoon. That snow is not going to melt anytime soon because the temperatures are below freezing and they're going to stay there for the foreseeable future. There's a secondary front right in here. It's kind of hard to tell, but that is the actual leading edge of the really, really cold air. I would call this first blast kind of a Canadian blast. This is the Arctic blast. This is the really cold air. That arrives tonight into tomorrow. That's why tomorrow into tomorrow night is actually the coldest of this cold snap. You can see that cold air behind it. That's the below zero readings in the upper Midwest. And this is where the brutal cold is going to be. Minnesota, the Dakotas, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Indiana. These wind chills, ridiculous. Anywhere from 50 to 60 below zero. And this is a reformulated wind chill. About 10 years ago, the formula was updated. It was a little extreme. So to see them this low is actually pretty crazy. You know, 10, 15 years ago, these wind chills would have been 70 or 80 below, but we recalculated it a little bit better to give you a better idea of just how it feels. This is dangerous. This is the type of wind chill that will cause frostbite in a matter of minutes. That's why so many schools and universities in the Midwest are completely closed right now. For us, the cold air moves in tonight. Notice we're going to get down into the 20s, but tomorrow, not much of a recovery, and that's the story. It's going to get cold tonight. Not as cold as it is in the Midwest or even as cold as it'll be tomorrow night. This is seasonably cold, really. Tomorrow, the problem is we never really warm up because that secondary front comes barreling in here tomorrow and really sets the stage for the coldest night of the season tomorrow night into Thursday. It'll be a cold day on Friday as well as a fast-moving Clipper-type system tries to approach. Could see an additional snowfall in the mountains, but the good news is once that system moves through, we're going to see a slow but steady warm-up. The problem is that secondary front's going to bring some reinforcement of the cold air and the wind. So wind chills in the mountains down in the single digits tonight, even across the Piedmont. We'll see teen wind chills. Tomorrow, though, those wind chills will be below zero. So that wind chill advisory is in effect through early Thursday. Thursday morning will be the coldest morning of this cold snap. It's only about a 2.5-day cold snap, and then things will slowly start to warm up going into the weekend. Just to show you the Boone wind chill, you can see how the combination of the air temperature and wind chill is going to be in the single digits most of tonight and early tomorrow. So those wind chills will actually start dipping down into caution and eventually the danger category for a brief period of time on Wednesday morning. But as I mentioned, this cold snap is short-lived. The cold air retreats back to the north, and we see a ridge building across the southeast. Southwest flow. So believe it or not, next week temperatures will be well into the 60s, and there's an outside chance we could get close to 70 at one point before the next batch of cold air moves in next weekend. Tonight, the cold air is here. Teens and single digits in the mountains, teens to near 20 across the foothills down here into the Piedmont. That wind will make it feel colder than that, so please bundle up tonight and make sure the pets have a warm place to stay, and they also have unfrozen water. But watch the steady warm up after a really cold start on Thursday morning down into the teens. That'll be the coldest morning of the season so far at 16. A slow but steady warm up so that by next Tuesday, mid and upper 60s. Hard to believe. We'll be talking about 60s 7 days from now, guys.
It is hard to believe, Brad. Thank you.